Welcome back to SL Toons. Today we conclude the legendary Atari Force miniseries with Volume 1, Issue 5, Galaxian. This is the epic finale that wrapped up the entire story back in 1983. Sit back, turn down the lights, and let's dive into this final chapter page by page. Five brave explorers wandering the many dimensions of the multiverse, seeking a new home for Earth's war-weary millions, led by Commander Martin Champion. They are the Atari Force. And this is the story of their final mission. Another useless planet, Champion. How many does this make? 12? Maybe we'll find what we're looking for next time, Perez. You know what they say. Lucky 13? Good Lord, Perez, this ridge we've been standing on. It isn't a ridge. It's alive. Zamp, zamp. And I think it wants us for dinner. Aboard the multi-dimensional drive research ship, Scanner 1. Trouble, Lisan. Apparently this old moon isn't as lifeless as we thought. I'll break out the laser cannon. No! What right do we have to harm that creature? This is its world. We're the intruders. Noble sentiments, Dr. Orion, but I am sure that there'll be a little comfort to our friends if that thing catches them. Sing! Hucka, get back to the ship. Prepare for emergency liftoff. Aye, aye, Commander. That's one order you don't have to give twice. Hucka, Hucka, run! Blast! Even with our jetpacks, we're too slow. It's gonna be close. Closer than you think, Commander. Hucka, sing? Jetpack misfiring. I'm losing my balance. Going to, Sing is down. Get up, Mohandas, for the love of mercy. Mohandas! Are you alright? Your survival suit. Jetpack out of commission, Commander, and I'm afraid I've twisted my leg. Blam! It's up to you, Lydia. Can you get Sing back to Scanner 1? With this world, it's low gravity, no problem. But what about you? Zam! I can handle myself, Lydia. We wanted to avoid a showdown. Blam! Because we're the ones who don't belong here. Zam! But now I don't have a choice, and if it's a question of our lives or this creature's, I vote for us. Boom! At Scanner 1. The metaprobes will take over now, Perez. Where's Martin? I don't know, Lucas. He stayed behind to cover us. I'm still behind you, Lydia. Martin, thank heaven you made it. We're not home free yet, Lydia. O'Rourke, are you at the controls? I am, Commander. Lock all the hatches as soon as I get aboard. Hurry. Control room, 10 seconds later. Tickets up, O'Rourke. Move. I thought you destroyed the creature. I did, O'Rourke. And I'm afraid it made its mother pretty mad. Activating multiverse hyperdrive, Commander. We're on our way. Good work, O'Rourke. Master Pilot Perez, take over. And even though they've witnessed this spectacle a dozen times before, they find their breaths catching in their throats. As the ship's view screen shows a sight few humans have seen. The space between space, that is the multiverse. So we failed again. I'm beginning to believe we'll never find an Earth-like world, no matter how many parallel timelines we travel to. Give it time, Lydia. I've given it all the time I can, Commander. I just don't believe anymore. It's hopeless. Hopeless. To use your own words, Martin, give her time. She's upset. We're all disappointed, O'Rourke. This adventure hasn't turned out as we expected, but Lydia Perez seems to be carrying a special burden of her own. Years ago, before the war, we were friends, but since we started this mission, she's been cold as ice. Look out there, Martin. The multiverse, an infinity of alternate realities, worlds and universes, whose history differs from our own. But as complicated as it is, its simplicity itself compared to the complexities of the human soul. And coming from someone who had a Chinese mother and an Irish father, you know that's as close to truth as you can get. Only wish Lydia would talk to me, Lisan. Then perhaps I could understand. Time. In the multiverse, more than anywhere, time is relative. But for Master Pilot Lydia Perez, alone in her cabin, time seems to drag especially slowly, carrying with it a heavy burden of memory. Mom, Dad, Judy, I miss you. How can I tell Martin that not a day goes by without you all haunting my thoughts? I loved you, and I lost you, and I swear I swear I'll never love anyone again. Time. Aboard Scanner 1 it is 2 days later, as the hours are measured in this time less void. All set for breakout procedure, pilot. Readouts show a life-supporting universe at specified timeline coordinates, Commander. Estimated breakout in 5 seconds, shipboard relative time. Go for it, Perez. I haven't told her or the others, but this is our last chance to find a habitable world. If we come up zero this time, I'm turning back to home base. 3, 2, 1, breakout! Good Lord, it's beautiful. Beautiful isn't the word, Lydia. This is paradise. It's what we've been looking for all these months. Just when we were beginning to believe we'd never find it. All hands prepare for landing. Pilot, take her down. And if this isn't paradise, it's the next best thing. Then maybe you shouldn't drink that water until... I've already checked it, Commander. Bacteria levels Earth normal. It's safe. This whole world's like a dream. Indeed, the day passes like a dream. And when sunset comes, perfect. It's all so perfect. No civilized life, a beautiful world just waiting for... By the tree of Budona. Or by the tree of Buddha. Whoosh. Don't understand. My monitor showed no intelligent life forms. Never trust machines, Orion. Don't you know that? Easy, Lydia. Don't jump the gun. No, I won't let them take this away from us. I won't. Let's see who our visitors are and what they want. Maybe they're just a local version of Welcome One. Oh, please. I can't stand another disappointment. It's just sitting there, watching us. If there's someone inside, I wish they'd... Back off, everyone. Some kind of teleportation beam. Identify yourselves. By what right do you trespass on this planet? What business is it of yours? Know that I am Avar of Anthari, of the appointed custodian. I repeat, identify yourselves. Champion, commander of the Atari Force. Now, before we go any further, I insist you explain... Hucka, Hucka. Hucka. Hucka, nice. Hucka, nice. What sort of creature is this? Why is it leaping on me? What is it going to... Hucka, Hucka. It may be stating the obvious, Avar, but he or she is a Hucka. As for what the Hucka is doing, why it appears he's approving it. Martin, I think we found a friend. And so, follow my ion trail, but not too closely, Commander. Central World is less than 2 parsecs from this planet. A few hours travel through warp space, and you can make your case to the first custodians yourselves. We've accepted that your intentions are good, Avar, but the Hucka is never wrong, judging character. But we'd feel more comfortable if we just knew more about these custodians you keep referring to. The custodians of life are the most ethical beings in the universe, Commander. But to understand them, you must first understand our cosmos as it was before they gained authority. We were a galaxy at war. For more than 10 millennia, death had ruled the peoples of our galactic island, death in 1,000 guises, but with one name: hate. Race fought race, planet destroyed planet, solar system warred with solar system, all in the name of hate. Who remembers what petty motives fanned the flames of those eternal wars? The motives are buried with the fools who proclaimed them. All that remained was the ceaseless struggle, spreading from world to world like some black taunting contagion, and perhaps it would have continued forever until the last light of life was extinguished. But on a day 6 centuries ago, a few brave ones said, "Enough." At first there were but a handful, then others, sickened by the endless fighting, joined them, and the handful became a score, and the score became 100, then 1,000. And the 1,000 turned their backs on the leaders of their war-blasted planet and refused to war anymore. Of course, the leaders demanded that the refusers return. They threatened, and when threats failed, zam, 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 zam! They did what came naturally. Died, and this taught those who had remained behind a lesson. But not the lesson their leaders had intended. That day, 10,000 more turned their backs on war, the entire population of that blood-stained city, and the leaders with no one left to fight but themselves turned on each other like mad beasts. Those who refused war called themselves the custodians of life, and their message spread from world to world across the galaxy in a matter of days and months. Everywhere the survivors of war turned their backs on death, embracing life, and in his dark castle death must have wailed with helpless fury. So quickly did the message spread that within a solar year, for the first time in 1,000 centuries, the galaxy was at peace. And under the authority of the first custodians, who wear the sacred symbol of star and leaf, we have remained at peace, and have restored the dreams long thought forever destroyed. Does this answer you, champion? It does. Is it possible? Can an entire galactic civilization exist based on peace? What's wrong, Martin? Does the old Marine find peace so hard to accept? I've seen enough war. We all have. That's why we became Atarians, remember? Peace. It sounds so strange, like a child's fairy tale. Mohandas, do you believe? My religion teaches that all nature can and must live in harmony. I believe. Is it over? Really over? All the searching, all the hoping? It's over, Lydia. And maybe for us, something else is finally beginning. Center World. Like a diamond encircled by smaller jewels, the vast home planet of the Union Federation is surrounded by gleaming space stations and satellites. And after docking at one such satellite for decontamination procedures, Scanner 1 soon descends to the bright blue planet below, its crew tense with anticipation. Anticipation compounded equally of hope and fear. What if they reject our plea, Martin? What if the first custodians won't let humankind colonize that paradise planet? Martin Champion does not answer, and his silence is an eloquent expression of the worry each of them holds secretly in his heart. The worry that humankind will be found unworthy. EVR has already landed. That must be the council chamber she described. The port computer is piloting us in for a landing. Ryan, do the sensors show a breathable atmosphere? Oxygen levels are near Earth normal, with a higher proportion of inert gases than we're accustomed to. It'll taste like sheet metal shot, but we can breathe it, Commander. Eh, that's odd. The sensor is picking up another life reading from space. A tremendous concentration of mental and life energy. It could be another space station, but the reading indicates a single organism. Very, very odd. Orion to Atari 8000 computer. Analyze life reading, correlate with shipboard memory banks, report findings on request. As you wish, Doctor. Processor. It's probably nothing. Then why do I feel so uneasy? Whatever misgivings Lucas or Ryan may feel, they are quickly dispelled by the welcome of the crowd gathered about Scanner 1. A welcome as warm as the warm summer air that greets them. But then, in the space between one instant and the next, a change comes over the smiling faces of the clustering custodians of life. A change that chills the summer air. Intruders! Like the passing of a dark cloud before the sun. Martin, what's happening? Their faces, look at them. They're going crazy. Intruders! Trespassers! Kill the aliens! Kill them all! Dr. Orion, that life reading you wished me to analyze, it's gone off the scale. No. Oh, no. Unfreeze, all of you. This crowd's getting ugly. Hurry, get back to the ship. Thwop! Kill! Kill! You heard her, do it. I'll blast a trench between us and this mob with my comm laser. Zrak. But it won't hold them for long, not the way they're raging for our blood. I don't know how or why, but we've outstayed our welcome. Prepare for emergency takeoff. Clang! Doom! If this is a peace planet, I'd hate to see a war like one. That's not fair, Martin. You saw their eyes. You saw how they changed. As if some mental force had taken them under control, wiped their souls clean in an instant. Maybe FVR led us into a trap. The hooker could have been wrong about her, couldn't he? The hooker wasn't wrong, Martin. Perez has it right. A mental force took control. Let me hook up my sensor to the computer, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I noticed very strong life reading out in space just before we debarked. Then, when the custodians went berserk, the sensor picked up a sudden surge of mental energy from the original life source. Coincidence or cause and effect? Personally, I don't believe in coincidences, Commander. Neither do I, Doctor. Perez, set course for that life source. Any idea what we're facing, Lucas? The shipboard computer was to analyze the sensor readings, Martin. Computer, display your findings. I have a bad feeling about this. Energy pattern identified. Code name, Dark Destroyer. Oh, Lord. No, it can't be. The Dark Destroyer is dead. It was a huge, apparently unthinking creature we discovered in the multiverse, existing between dimensions. Somehow it gained mental control over a race of beings called the Xylon, and through them destroyed the humanoid race that once lived on the Huka's homeworld. It caught us, almost destroyed us too, but in the end, we destroyed it. How can it be alive? How can it be here? How? See the Atari Star Raiders cartridge for further detail. Or issue 2. Talking to you, Lydia. Snap out of it, you were daydreaming. It was more like a waking nightmare, Martin. What do we do? Somehow that thing managed to survive and has appeared here in this universe to take mental control of the custodian. Okay, we killed it once before, we can kill it again. There's only one problem with that plan, Martin. AVR and her fellow custodians might not let us. Look at the monitors. A whole fleet of custodian ships is launched from Centerworld. And it doesn't take much imagination to guess that AVR and her colleagues are in Dark Destroyer's power. Wonderful. Scanner 1 is the best Atari can build, but can even it take on an entire war fleet of galactic civilization-built starships? We're about to find out, Martin. The Galaxian vessels have warped ahead of us. They're reappearing between us and our destination, that distant asteroid pinpointed by our computer as the source of the Dark Destroyer's life route. Martin, just a few hours ago, I would have died rather than admit this, but I'm afraid. You want the truth, Lydia? I'm terrified. Battle stations. Ahanda Singh, reporting for engineering. Ready for action, Commander, though I pray we can avoid it. Orion in the Meta Lab. Sick Bay is in order and operational, Commander. Don't give me any reason to use it. O'Rourke at weapons control. All systems checked, Commander. Good hunting. O'Rourke at my command, aim for their weapons. Give the pilots every chance to escape. Remember, they're possessed by that creature. They're not responsible. Now at my command. Fire! Blam! Zam! 2 down, Martin. And the custodian pilots are escaping and protective energy escape pods. But 2 more ships are separating from the main fleet. Dropping into attack formation. We have to fall back before they... Boom! We're hit! Sing, send out the repair robots. Tick, tick. No respect for machines. It's a disgrace, an insult. Typical human behavior, completely inconsiderate. How would they like it if we went around bashing them? Battle. In a galaxy that had known peace for more than 6 centuries, war is reborn. And deep within the seemingly lifeless asteroid, which is at the center of this new combat, something stirs and rises, like a flower opening its petals to the dawning sun. Good. It is good to taste the mental anguish of violent death again. When I was transported to this dimension, against my will, I was too weak to stir the hatreds of these puny, peaceful people. Without their torment and pain to feed me, I wasted away, almost died. And then the humans came. The humans, whose attempt to slay me forced me to flee to this worthless dimension. The humans are an emotional race. The taste of their fear sustained me. Their passions gave me strength to stir the passions of these self-styled custodians, and through them to wreak vengeance on the humans themselves. Strange that I can feed on the humans' emotions, yet cannot seem to grasp their mind. Yet now the tide turns in their favor, so I must prepare in the unlikely case that once more I face defeat. Commander, is it my fevered imagination, or are we winning? Zam! Zam! No dream, Hondas. Believe it or not, 1 ship against 100, we're beating them. Final approach. Like a hawk swooping in on its prey, Scanner 1 it swings about and dives towards the target asteroid. Every member of its crew committed to one goal: the destruction of the Dark Destroyer. Yet, even as they plunge through space, an unseen ectoplasmic tendril probes from the depths of the bleak planetoid like a questioning hand. And whomever it touches feels a wave of black nausea, like a sudden rising tide of an evil sea. It is the mental essence of the Dark Destroyer, and for an instant, foul and indescribable evil pervades the hearts of all aboard. But it does not last, for the Dark Destroyer cannot control these creatures called human beings. Their minds are too alien, their emotions too raw. And so the mental tendril probes on, seeking one who can be controlled. And finding that one amid the gleaming instruments of the healer's art and Lucas's Orion sickbay. Kill! That scream before she passed out sounded like someone's dying cry. She was under the destroyer's mental control. That must mean it's dead. You did it, Commander. We all did it, O'Rourke, working together as a team. Lydia turned this ship around. We got some people to talk to about a new home. And so Scanner 1 retraces its path to Centerworld, but perhaps it leaves too soon. For if it remained but a moment longer, its crew would have seen a strange organic nodule spinning through space, away from the blasted asteroid's scattered debris. And perhaps they might have wondered. Centerworld. I think we're a hit, Commander. We still have to get approval from the first custodians thing. Martin, they must accept us, after all we've been through. But, Eviar, we have listened, but are unconvinced. This is a violent, warlike species. So were our ancestors, First Custodian, and yet they found it in themselves to refuse war. These humans have had a violent history, but they wish to start anew. Can we deny them their chance after they have saved us from evil unimaginable? A whispered consultation, and then, humans, we have decided. You will be permitted to colonize the planet designated 11435-18-2 under terms of probation. Welcome to the Union Federation of Worlds. Hucka! I can't quite believe it. I'm having trouble catching my breath. Is it true? It's true, Lucas. We've found a new home. A new home. As the word goes out, a cheer roars through the waiting crowd, the collective voice of 1,000 different races welcoming another. Thank you. 6 months later, on the war-weary world called Earth, a fateful countdown reaches climax. 3, 2, 1. Multiverse drive activated. Exodus 1 is away. There they go, Lydia, the first shipload of colonists for New Earth. 2,000 men, women, and children loaded in suspended animation tanks, crowded into the cargo bay of the old Scanner 1. They've gone to sleep on a world ruined by war, and they'll wake on a planet fresh with the promise of peace. Another few months and we'll follow them. We'll be able to start over. Eh? Go after her, Martin. You've let her run away from you too long. Lydia. And so, that's all of it, Martin. I lost love once, and I could never bear that kind of hurt again. When you said we could start over, I thought about my parents, my sister. They can't start over. They're the past, Lydia. We have to live in the future. I want you in my future, Lydia. I want to start over with you. The end. Coming soon, the Quest series. And that, folks, was the complete Atari Force saga. From issue 1 all the way to this explosive finale in issue 5. Enjoyed the ride? Make sure to check out the rest of the series on the channel. Tune in to SL Tonight for more Cecil and Beany, Tales of Tomorrow, classic movies, comics, book readings, and plenty more retro goodness. Check out the website at www.sltonight.com for comic strips and other various things, which we're adding to all the time. As mentioned before, at some point, I'll be looking towards doing the Quest series, so keep looking forward for that. And in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, and good night.